as the Vice President of the United States of America visiting Ghana, Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris. There are a lot of things she's in for, but then say no. 95.1. Say all the things she's doing, Cape Coast, is being rubbished with gay comments now or making and say it cannot wait and some be. I don't know whether you've been following events into Okatakyie na or issues. We are now your take on that. Wakas.
Kamala Harris, me and Santini. Kamala. Okay, so the U.S. Vice President visitation to Ghana. One mistake that we keep on doing is that you didn't come. America come my way. The only reason that they continue to take advantage of us is because you didn't come. You didn't watch that. Washa, the visitation of the U.S. Vice President to the country. Conversation in go back to Sabizabio and say over the years. That is what the conversation has been. But the coming of the Vice President of the U.S. to Ghana, and you had an effect. And you had a fufu and a day. Bibinti Nebema was spending a year sika. At the Atofu Welagu Air Force One mu. At the air or the security apparatus. At the Sikak Ahudu Abba Ayo my Ganemu. And Mamifianko e Chikakra. Now, what are the history of Ewiasia? Dokuti.
Yeah.
Ewiase abrebiano. Ye wo tumia e di wiase so. Tienyo. At every given point in human life. You were 2 years a dinner even so what the ba ye Ghana hey Sabio before the coming of a year Kwasibroni at the Kuranwa or a year kingdom any chieftains in Yadia kingdoms in be needed the years so at some point Denchira was very powerful. Then he moved to Akwamu became very powerful. Then he moved to Asante. Now when you look at it from the world stage, at every given point in human history, there has been 1 or 2 or 3 countries that are more dominating. It was the 14th century. Not the Roman Empire. Roman Empire was very powerful. Maybe Roman Empire. Because when it comes to slavery and its other and now Roman Empire the Romans. Up until say a year King Mehmed.
That's right.
Eba ye no mo be ko ye je Constantinople efri ho. Ema the 2 million of the Romans esha se ko fom. Tienio. There is something called unipolar unipolar power structure. That means nipa bako now or my bako enye 2 million over abundantly e di eye baby so a your friend unipolar power structure. And they do baby na say 2 million ye be mienu. Thank you for Roman Empire, near for the British Empire. That's right. At some point when the Roman Empire was coming down, right from the 15th century to the 19th century, now the British Empire was the one leading the world. If we ask Ufri Africa, Kosi India, Kosi Hefa, but Biana British Empire, so the British Empire became so powerful and became a unipolar power structure. Now what can we see a Yankabi? Tenio. And the Russian territory. There are places like Mongolian Empire, almost by taking over a Russia state. And you one day, I can discuss even why Russia. If it's a one can history, there is some place in history. Ya abuse no share so pain. It will near 2 minutes or ye tintin. Now, British Empire, Edi Wamodia to the 19th century and the 21st, early part of 21st century. And the core First World War. Right at the First World War, the British Empire still was the most powerful in the world. The Biana British Empire. Then Second World War came. Second World War, Germany, Esha what they Adolf Hitler, war last one no more Europe war, will bring woman Obekaya will make statements over conquer the whole Europe. No, we are the Africa and the garden. Because he was also seeking to take over the world and become a unipolar power structure. And big brother America. 1945 we see one we be do my you can say Adolf Hitler and okra no was adding any Chile Russia for Stalin ewie no kra. But right after the fight, the Second World War in 1945, and America fa nyansa kwan bi so tienio eba be leadi wiase. Almost setting up institutions like World Bank and setting up institutions like IMF. Aya enya America na eye na so America na tertiary. So the mind and the viewing of the world became America. Omusika na yedi dwa bia wo wiase. America I approve with democracy and democracy. And for a country to become a superpower in the world, one, you must have a political ideology. So America so more political ideology and democracy. That is why they say American president is the leader of the free world. Two, you must have economic ideology. Economic ideology nene say okay say America for omu bie a free market. Unyanu we are as a huge army. America has a huge army. When you need a muscle, financial muscle and technology, and America has it. Na time America it taking over 1945 and unipolar power structure. It decided we are babiano. There was a USSR, United Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Now almost you powerful by land size because at that time Uzbekistan, you can say Kiev, which is Ukraine,
okay,
and Russia.
Yes.
All these countries, Poland and Omoma Kenya, now omubomu as one state. It's not a USSR, which is today Russia. You can say Russia.
Yeah.
By that time, it was bigger than the land size you see today. And for a country to be a power, no, you need a land size that is much bigger. You need a military power that is much bigger. You need nucleus. And America was a new man in Ebi. Then they began to impose more democracy, no, onto other jurisdictions. It's war, that's what man be used to say. Sebi on producer. Wo no your democracy no wonya bi na mo ye dictatorship near rerasi near bani two near install democracy wo. Because the more we bet me e this so called democracy no across all over the world and the more powerful. So they create political alliances. Tienio. Then the Soviet Union to betia yes a Cold War between America and the Soviet Union. America and the Soviet. That is how come at some point they asked a president, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, do you belong to the Soviet or you belong to the West? Or say we neither face the West or the East, we face forward. That means here a non-aligned you can say policy. Now you did more from Deng Xiaoping, Xi Jinping, you can say Chemamau, Edeba Yabesi Deng Xiaoping, Edeba Yabesi the 1990s. And the Soviet Union, okay. So it made America, instead of a bipolar power structure, which is two people, the Soviet Union controlling the other side and America controlling the other side. And my America take lead, we are seeing a superpower. When take decision, take a decision will be America endorse. Yes. Yeah. At that time, not China, China free the UN power structure. After the Tiananmen Square incident, China you shooting students and they can you ban China. The only Russia you you ban China won't mean you say market free market and China got war fan. Again, America say democracy. It did be America focus on America and the Western allies. Western ally France, Germany, UK and other countries. And Omar say, yen you be decided which democracy you run. Yen you be decided what you see. That is how come they even set up a giant media platforms like CNN and BBC. So now we view the world through the lenses of the British and Americans. Now, and before we stubborn boys see me, China, Russia. And what I say, after the fall of the Soviet Union, America dictated when her big brother time even when I walk Iraq in 2003, and America so went here 20 Blair, Bush in 20 Blair, almost say Iraq, it was a mistake. You can say Libya almost say Gaddafi couldn't go for then watching now Bush about America. So in 2005, and you formed me BB a friend of BRICS. BRICS near Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now, the entire South Africa can want to say, during the apartheid regime in the 90s, one of the people that almost supported the cause of China was not America and the Western allies. Almost supported the cause of South Africa was China and Russia. Aduane ano omo freedom fighters in America, South Africa, wo die wo nwura mu ho na China for na de bro mo entade ano omo hye etu ano omo to na Russia for na de bro mo. So when in 2005 omo form BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. One of the things they wanted to do, and they say, say unipolar power structure na America di wiase animu acha on the decide sika ye de beye because there is a swift system of payment in the world, and so swift system of payment American dollar and you use. So it means America edu obi aka de ohian so ba ko print sika no de ama no go voice there be again America so ma for me bibi non alliance treaty organization, which is NATO. Time on NATO pen no akodi nsemu no go voice there be Young forming alliance. You're coming together.
95.1.
Now you're coming together as brothers. China, Russia, India, Brazil. No, move back together and form a BRICS. Now move back together and it was more of economic benefit. Somebody do no military power. But no more long vision. Tienio, I've been manifesting. It's an over here. America, the leaders in the opportunity, and China is taking advantage of the Africans. And now, say China, China says, I am rising peacefully. Now, China, boko. And China taking over economically. Military power, China has it. And then
military power.
Yes. China mighty. China has mighty military power. You know what China did? China said that we don't care about your democracy. And this is what they did. Over here, America and Germany, the Western allies, no more created nyoma at the back Africa. But that nyoma was of a higher quality and expensive. Now, when China in the 90s wanted to take over economically, Omoye survey, say, one, Africa was the largest population after China. Africa has 1.3 billion people on the continent. Now, as a per market, African continent, when it comes to Human Development Index, niska, Germany, to second hand. America, to second hand. But China so be produce idea any of the same quality as that of America and Germany, but obema ne bo aba from the Africans nenja biato. In 2005, in 2006, in 2008, 9, 10, 11, na Chinese phones na flooded the system. Chinese gadgets na flooded the system. So omuje economy. Me no ka say when it comes to reserves on the African continent, China making sure say our more foreign reserves in terms of sika US. Our African continent. When I bought a year America. If we are see Bia was so superpower no. Uni Africa on your side, superpower no enkope. Uni media. If we are see Bia pursue superpower. We hear raw materials. Now all the raw materials no akwa feed in the industry. And if we are see na more raw materials pa Africa. Over the land size of this continent, Africa for the overpopulation will be overpopulation be
95.1.
Africa 30.37 square kilometers, million square kilometers. China 9.37 square kilometers, million square kilometers. Now Africa about 3 times the size of China, but the population of China is more than that of Africa.
Yeah.
So adia meme so China 3 times. Ere na muka say me overpopulated, but China the muka so overpopulated. Edientia because omo mpesi ebe wo more. Ni ya take over the land. Na nka mpesi omo bepa omo diamond na omo anya. Na nka mpesi omo bepa omo eye coal a omo anya. Eti China strategically are aligning with Africa. Do say China Africa Summit. Na China for call. Russia Africa Summit. Na US for to say China why else mama alone. Oma alone na sika no odema wa ma aid. Ye fra bibi securitization of aid. Aid no odema na bibi tato. Etu wa ma sika nkeke o. Ebu ahwa ubetimi akwa IMF sanke ye deal ya ye kwa ne IMF ye bre China timi ba wose de mede ma no kura na interest free. Je mema unko through sa process ni bio na emu wasu mu fidie. Sa wo ye na onya sika ntua wose se onya sika ntua dia. Say de no mo ne ye kosa eye diamond eye cancer bauxite deal say muntu mo bauxite ma ne anya mo akwan ma. So onya sika ntua dia. Ene raw materials ne emfa nkwa ma America bio.
Famai.
Raw materials in Fankoma, UK and Germany view. So now the world power structure is moving away from a unipolar power structure, which makes America a head of the world. And now Ababedu a multipolar power structure, where you have America here, you have China there, and Russia rising, both militarily and economically. And America transition say, "Kai, ye jai Africa man kufuya." Ebiana say Russia declare say $20 billion or the African countries, me free. And now Russia Vladimir Putin so say by the close of the year obeba African tour. Tienio
Putin beba Africa.
Eti say calamaradio se Harris edimrika eba. And what aligning with the African continent.
I see.
Promising the African continent and its people say still US is a major development partner. US will still do trade with you. But you see, when you go to the world politics, Obi know about world politics because of warfare. Obi about with any interest. So America forward say America does not have a permanent friend, but we have a permanent interest.
Yeah.
So America does not have the interest of Ghana. And yeah, the world power structure na esesano awo musuro say watchina o man take care. China ebe take over. Eti no mudi mirika ba ha. Etubaka ya Xi Jinping call Russia. Okatakyie Russian president before so free was said, "My friend, there is something new that is going to happen, which has never happened in the last 100 years. And I am glad you are my friend for it to happen." Because world power structure, America and big brother America. We are so on the decide BBR. Now China wants to take over that role. After say economically we are powerful, militarily we are powerful. China was a different political ideology than that of America. Over America ideology, a democracy, kabina menka biamemo. China they more of state control. Netienie. Or maybe a way superpower biya. You need political alliances with other countries. Over bit China. China see our one China policy. One China policy ne say yeah, ne Taiwan, yeah, bako. It's a free nedeko. African country, you cannot recognize Taiwan, Taipei, as a capital of Taiwan. You must see Taiwan as part of us. Now, and Tokwa Ekosu or Russia, Ukraine. Santokwa no, one more de Tata America, and Ukraine. Russia, China, North Korea, small boy see. One more Tata big brother, and Ukraine.
Almost has America.
No, almost has America. Say, oh, yeah, I said, I'm going Libya. No, one more ban no America rough. It's in over now. Russia, South Africa, so more military exercises. No more to two. They are now putting their base almost to Big Brother because they want Big Brother to fall so they can take over the leadership of the world. Now, when they take the leadership of the world, a political ideology, TNU, and now Benyan and TSA say, oh. Russia for Burkina Faso. Because they want to install their political ideology in Burkina Faso. Or China, if China takes over the world, and then America through, if China takes over the world, that means the political ideology of China will be transported to other countries as well, which will make America much more useless than it is today. It's China. In December, you will be with the cedi dollar relationship. Yet why at the sorry and a city nanya one day na dollar ne conform na dollar ne conform. One man no more manage economy, no more TSA DAC. Erientia. Because if we have a power structure necessary. Russia says say wow beto eye oil biano emfa eye American dollar ma fa ruble ebra but first na kan krofo a ekoto eye oil wo eye Russia nyina sesesika no from eye omusika into dollar before they can go and buy, which strengthens the currency of the dollar, because when it is in high demand it makes it expensive. Sana sabrano otuwa South Saudi Arabia. Now, Saudi Arabia also show interest to say, or person could join the BRICS. Saudi Arabia and Russia are major oil exporters. And it's a Saudi Arabia declare say, me over $20 and $5 ma. Woman and Komo Koto oil was Saudi Arabia, you know, $1 and then woman $5 and Kobio. So the demand of dollar will obviously come down.
95.1.
Woman and Koto oil, our Russia, you know, $1 and a dollar. Russia say, and for maybe. So the demand for the dollar is down. Sana and Xi Jinping call Russia, what declare say, all the asset, any obia one in Ibedi Jabiano. They say, one in Ibedi in yuan, Chinese yuan. Edentia, because Obama say America's strength majorly. Because of Musika, I did we are here for an engineer, a Mexican one day. It's almost as a Jaja as I knew Maya, a Bema America Abba. It's Kamala Harris was a wino, the visitation to it's all about creating political alliances to stay relevant as the unipolar of the world. It's in your gain into Muntumunquano by Nemono, Osha, a year, the continent Africa. 30% of the diamond reserve of a year we are seeing Africa. TNU. Diamond reserves, 30% African war. Over 60% of Arable lands, maybe a dear Diania, a year in the whole world, Africa and a war. Africa has 90% of raw materials. What we are seeing now, you find the coal, you find the oil, you find 90%. Okay, in Yinabuma, Africa and a war. Over Africa has 33%, 40% of global gold reserve. Africa. You can't go the way we are seeing 40% of Africa. Africa has 80% of global coltan. Coltan the idea a year phone battery near the Africa was 80% of that. Africa has global cobalt, 60% the idea battery. Africa is rich in oil and gas. Africa was one of the richest fish coastlines. Oban rich in oil, iron, magnesium, wood. It's a real will be our person here a world superpower. 95.1. You will certainly need Africa. That is why Kamala Harris. Abagana. Not because of a Ghana Manebroso. Not because of a Ghana Manebroso. But because they have a permanent interest. That is why they are aligning. It's in the visitation as a